Hi, I am Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping, where I am passionate about stamping, coloring, paper crafting, making cards, and sharing the fun of doing all of that with you. I am doing a basic, back to basics today with a Stamping 101. I did this yesterday, I think it was, and then thought, yeah, I have people that I am meeting with that I am getting interested in stamping, and they may not know these things. I cannot assume that everybody knows all the things about stamping. I mean, heck, I don't know all the things about stamping, not even close. But I want to make sure I do not assume that people I'm introducing to this fun craft, this mentally good for you crafting activity. And I want to take some of the stress out of that for people, some of the mystery, like I've said before. I am from Northeast Ohio, and I want to thank you very much for joining me here today. Uh, so, the basic thing that I'm going to go over today is ink pads. All right, this is a real basic item here, and maybe you know this, maybe you don't. Maybe this will help you. Maybe you'll have one takeaway. I don't know. Let's give it a try. I am busy doing some stuff with Be My Valentine, having a great time getting that cut. All this stuff punched out yesterday and cut and ready to make a whole slew of cards because that's how I roll. But when I was working on things, I realized that I needed to have my Versamark ready to go. I've been doing a lot of heat embossing lately, and the Versamark pad is perfect for that because it's a stickier ink, and it allows you to have embossing powder or some other types of those things stick to it better. It's also really great for watermarking, so if you have um, a paper that you want to have the same kind of color but a little darker of an ink on, the Versamark is great to use because it will allow you to have it be a little bit darker. Say I'm actually going to do that with this piece here, and I want to use this, I don't know if you can see it, a little honeycomb shape. So I would stamp on the Versamark and then stamp on my stamp the image. Can you see it's on there? It's just a little bit darker, not much. Just a little bit darker. It's very, very faint, but if you're in person, you could see it a lot better. But that also shows I need to ink it up. So that's what today is, the basic 101. I have refill here, and I'm going to re-inker here, and I'm going to put some drops of the re-inker on the pad, and it kind of stays on the surface of the pad. I'm going to close it up. Then I take a spoon and I rub it, and I rub that in. I rub the ink into the pad. That helps get it into the pad, and it is water-based ink, so it will come right off of the spoon. And your clothes and any of that kind of stuff. So let's see if that helps it any. It's very sticky, and it is darker that time. And you can see it. So that is using Versamark, which is clear. Literally, it looks like it's clear. But then when you use it on a paper, it comes up to be the same color as the paper, but darker. How cool is that? All right, so that is re-inking something like Versamark, which is a very different kind of pad. Say I've got my Memento Tuxedo Black. If you've been watching any of my videos, you know that this is something I use a lot. I use the Memento ink an awful lot. So what I do is I grab a Memento ink refill, which is totally different. Shake it up, and now I'm going to put that on the ink, on the pad. And this pad is different. The Versamark pad is kind of like a spongy pad. I don't know if you can see that. It's almost like a sponge, but I mean, I have no idea what it's made out of. I store it upside down so that the ink stays on the surface. Then with the Memento, it's going to be basically the same thing. Again, I put drops of it on the pad to re-ink it. It's easy to forget sometimes that this is something that can be done. And then our pads are not working quite as well, and we'll think, why is this not working as well? It's just not picking up. Maybe I need a new pad. But really, instead of getting a new pad, why don't you try re-inking it first, because it can end up extending the life of the pad, and it's something that you have just purchased once instead of having to purchase again. Helps save you money getting the re-inker. And if you use your pads an awful lot, this might be something you do a couple times a year. And if you do not use them a lot, it might be something you simply do once a year. And again, that will come right off of the spoon with some water. So say this sentiment here. I'm going to have this sentiment down at the bottom. And since it is a photopolymer, I can see right where I'm going. And it inks up just beautifully right away. Nice dark. And again, the Memento pad is one that I store upside down so that the ink is at the surface of the pad. Then it comes to the Stampin' Up pads. I have this Daffodil Delight that I'm going to be using. This is an older pad. It opens up differently than they do these days, but the pad itself is the same as what the current ones are. So I'm going to shake up the ink and also put some drops of ink on here. They don't have to be all pretty in order like I started to do it. It can be however you want. They stay right there, and then I'm going to use a spoon and rub them in. So that it's nicely inked up. Excuse me. Very easy to do. It makes a huge difference in how well your pads end up lasting and working for you. Just putting a little bit more on, because I really don't use Daffodil Delight an awful lot. And when I took my hiatus from being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I really didn't use Daffodil Delight a lot. But this Be My Valentine set is so stinking cute that I have been using it. And then I noticed yesterday, this isn't working so well. I need to re-ink this. Aha! If I need to re-ink, maybe other people do too, and maybe they've forgotten how, or what kind of tips and tricks they can use to do this. All right, so that will be ready to use. So I've got a yellow bumblebee body, and let's grab a piece of the basic white here that I have. Ooh, that's going to work really well. Then I'm going to get that Memento and do the rest of the little bee body, and we'll see how it works. Absolutely perfect. Everything's really nice, crisp, and well inked. I'm so excited. That worked really well. So, hey, now you've got it. A little bit of basic 101 stamping. That's it. That's Stamping 101 with the ink pads and re-inking them. I hope that was helpful for you, and I would like to ask you to please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. All of that helps me grow my small business. As if you decide you would like to place an online order through my store, I appreciate that. That would help me grow my small business as well. I hope you have a fabulous day and have a chance to get inky. Bye.